She's still very young. She's not being able to associate me as an actor separately and me as a mother. So if I'm crying on screen, she feels that my mom is hurt and she is crying. It's important not to have crab mentality because that will actually do no good. The Norwegian people have supported it. That the film started with was never to speak ill about a country. Everybody said, you're not on social media, you should do this, you should do that. And this will get you this, and this will get you this much, and this will get you blah blah. And I was like, you know what? This is something that I can't do. I said I love to romance Shah Rukh.
Yeah.
And I'll continue wanting to romance him till we both are like 80 and he's 95 years old.
Queen of Hearts on screen, Queen of Hearts off screen. I'm talking to Rani Mukerji right here, who is so happy with the response to Mrs Chatterjee Vs Norway. A huge welcome firstly, Rani.
Thank you, Bhavna.
I'm so excited also because I remember the last time we spoke.
Yes.
And it was really difficult for me to fathom that an actress who's worked for 30 years, almost close to 30 years in the industry, is still nervous about the box office. I mean, how it is strange, right? Like for an audience, they would think that she must have gotten used to this entire pressure. But I remember how nervous you were, also because you wanted people to come and watch it, because the film has been made with the right intentions. Seeing the response that you have finally got, are you happy? Firstly, I want to know that.
Yes, absolutely, because I work for my audiences to entertain them. This time I entertained them by making them cry.
Yeah, ask me. You know it.
But for me, the fact that they have loved the film and that they have recommended the film to their friends, to their family, to their colleagues, I think for me that is the biggest blessing. Because for an actor like me, I live for this.
Yeah.
I live for the reaction that I get after a film, because this is what keeps me going for the next one.
Yeah.
There is no point of going on working if you're not getting the right response from your audience. Because with time, our priorities change. And if I don't get this kind of reaction, it wouldn't make sense for me to leave things which are more important to me and come and work.
I agree.
You see? Because at every stage of our life, we are striving for something. Like, when we are newcomers, we are striving so that the audience can accept us.
Yeah.
Then once the audience accepts us, then we want to do good films, good roles. And then there comes a point where you feel that, okay, now I can settle down, I can have a baby. And then when the baby comes in your life, then that baby becomes a priority. So I always want my family life and my professional life to go side by side, parallelly,
Without compromising
on any aspect, because my first family, who are my fans, they're equally important to me.
Yeah.
And the family that I've made today is equally important to me as well. So I can't dissuade anyone.
Yeah, and you're not. Trust me on that. What I found really amazing was the fact that so many people from the industry came forward and supported the film.
Yes.
And that helped with the word of mouth as well, You don't see that happen very often, especially because in the industry we say that there's so much competition.
Yeah.
And then to see this, it was heartening.
It was heartening because I think somewhere everybody in the industry has realized that we all have to stand up for each other. We all have to, be together, and we have to encourage each other's work and in each other's films, because at the end of the day, when films do well, our entire business or our entire industry will also flourish, So it's very important. And it's important not to have crab mentality, because that will actually do no good.
Yeah.
And
especially when there's a film like this, I mean, you have to come and support. Come on.
Yes, and also it's a time, very precarious time for the industry, where people don't know what's going to happen with the next one. So here's hoping that from here on, theatrical business is considered normal, and that bad films won't work and good films will work.
Yeah, I agree.
It should not ever be that, it's a good film, but you know what? They didn't go to the theatres to watch it. That should never be there.
That's very sad.
That
Even for
is
an
sad.
I mean, because we cover it so much.
Yes.
It just makes my heart really, when I see that a good film is not working.
Yes.
So I'm happy that this is working.
Yes,
because I knew it would, somewhere I knew it will. But I also want to know, one of the reviews which really stayed with me was Shah Rukh saying, which I agree to every bit, when he said that my Rani shines as a central character as only a queen can, and I think everyone would agree to that line. But to you, what is that one review? Because I know that you read reviews, you do go through everyone's reaction. What is that one thing that has stayed with you?
I think collectively, you know, the amount of love that I've received, I think it's the kind of love that maybe I received during Black, or maybe even more. Because, you know, it was really like unanimously people from all over the world, people, my fans, the normal audience, their reactions to the film, what they thought of the character, and the fact that it moved them. For me, that is really, really important, because as a Bengali myself, I didn't ever want an audience to think that it's me on screen. You know, so for me to crack Devika's character was very, very important, that people would see a mother, you know, and that mother could be anyone. You know, so for me that was very important, and the fact that people, you know, related with Devika, they were with her through her journey. I think that is the biggest victory for me as an artist.
And another victory is the fact that, you know, Mrs Chatterjee Vs Norway did amazingly well in Norway. I mean, to break Pathaan's record in itself, because Pathaan by far is one of the highest grossing for Indian cinema, right? And to break that record in Norway itself is so amazing. How does it feel to know that, you know, because there was skepticism, like you said, but because it's based, I mean, people would think that it's versus Norway, so there is a preconceived notion. But to see that film working very well in that country itself, how does it feel?
I think that is, I would say, a real blessing, because people of Norway have supported the film, and that goes to show how wonderful the country is. That there is so much of freedom of expression, artistic freedom there, and it's amazing that they let a film release which is somewhat, you know, they could have felt otherwise. But the fact that the film has seen a release there, the Norwegian people have supported it, goes to show that the intention that the film started with was never to speak ill about a country. And I don't think in the film there is anything against the country as such. You know, it is about just a system which is corrupted. Like in India, we see so many films in the West that talk badly about our country as well. But those films are applauded, because they're not really talking badly about our country. They're talking about certain systems which could have caused a problem in somebody's life. You know, so we as Indians don't take offense and say, यार what is this?
फिर तो बहुत offense लेना पड़ेगा.
Exactly.
मतलब हर दूसरे film के लिए ही लेना पड़ेगा, I think.
So
no, but I'm glad that they viewed it in the positive, and they realized the intent is not to sort of make anyone feel bad. It is about telling a story, a human story.
It's about telling a story about this mother who fought bravely and fought till the end, believing that she had to have her kids back. She didn't leave that fight. She was determined that I have done no wrong, and I will fight tooth and nail and get my children back. So
and you did, and you got audiences back also. I mean, that's crazy. But I also want to know from you, it made me a little happy, sadistically so, because when I heard that Adira also reacted the same way as I did, although we have a huge age difference between us. But the fact that every age group, irrespective of whether or not they understand the film or the story as a whole, because I don't expect Adira to fully understand the story so much, but she responded to the emotion on screen, right? Tell me, how was it like? Because, you know, it must be really heartening, as well as a little like, you're a mother after all, your kid is crying, but you're also like, oh, she's responding to my film. You know, how do you battle that?
So Adira has still not seen the film.
Oh,
she actually saw the trailer.
She reacted to the trailer?
She reacted to the trailer.
Imagine if she sees the film.
No, I think it's too early for her to see the film, because she's still very young. She's not being able to associate me as an actor separately and me as a mother. So if I'm crying on screen, she feels that my mom is hurt and she is crying. So she can't take that. I think maybe another 3-4 years, then she'll be ready.
Because I was wondering that, you know, how does she manage to separate Rani as an actor and Rani as a mother? For her, you will always be mother. And also because very rightly so, you have always kept her protected from the glam world out here, right? Like I feel that for her, you are a very normal mother at home.
Absolutely.
And it's a conscious choice, isn't it?
But Yeah, it is important, but like when Adira grows up, she's going to have a mind of her own. And then we can't do what we're doing with her now.
How we wish. My parents would wish the same. They can't. But you know, I mean, there are several scenes, you know, that really left me really gutted. What is that one scene? I know we have spoken about this, which was
Yes.
very difficult. But now that you're seeing the reactions, are there moments when you go back and you wonder that, oh my God, like when you watch yourself on screen, are there moments when you go back and wonder, how did I pull that day off?
I think I'll just tell you something more like on the lighter side. I think the fact that everybody feels that those children and my chemistry was so amazing because everybody thought that they were like really my children. But it was really a task working with
I'm sure.
children because, you know, they have a mind of their own. They have their own mood swings. They will like decide, okay, now I don't want to give this.
Yeah.
So with the children, it was quite a challenge. But I would not say children, with the boy, because the boy was very naughty. Bichari Suchito was a small little baby, so she had her feeding time and all of that. But the boy was like, he drove his mother and me mad.
No, but how has the family otherwise also reacting to the film and to the success more so? Because with this now you know that, okay, there is an audience for these kind of films as well, as opposed to the skepticism that was, cynicism that was being raised. But then again, I draw parallels because I feel that your journey in the industry has been like you battling a lot of skepticism and cynicism since the beginning itself.
Right.
I mean, be it about people, first the acceptance, like you said, then to the kind of choices like a Hitchki. I don't know if anyone could have pulled it off if not for you, you know. So how do you describe that, like to see these kind
So for me, I have really not thought it so much because see, my coming into films was also something that happened in my life. So I have always given more precedence to human stories, to stories that touch my heart. Not really gone into whether this will be accepted, not be accepted, whether people like it. Yes, of course, the feeling is that I have to work hard and make sure that yes, the audience will feel, will like connect. But beyond that, it's not always about thinking about the commercial success. I'm not talking about box office, but the cliche way of thinking that, you know, एक गाना होना चाहिए, एक ये होना चाहिए, एक action होना चाहिए, एक ऐसा होना चाहिए. That is not really what cinema is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, cinema is about going into the theatre and getting entertained for whatever genre it is. If you're going to see comedy, you should laugh your guts out. If you're going to see horror, you should feel, you know, scared or whatever. When you're going to see like a dramatic film, you should feel the drama, you should feel the emotions. If you're going to watch an action film, you should be like at the edge of your seat.
Yeah,
you know, seeing the action and going nuts. You know, if it's a musical, you should get swayed by the music or floored. Or you're going to see a romantic film, you should feel that little thing in your heart and, you know, feel romantic and feel all those emotions, you know. So that is what cinema does to us. Cinema makes us feel and live another life which probably we haven't lived or we haven't experienced, or we have experienced, so we kind of relate with it.
Yeah, true.
You know, so these are things that take us to another different world, which maybe would be part of our dreams. You know, and that always excites me as an actor.
Yeah.
So if it's with a story, I want to tell an extraordinary story of this normal human being.
Yeah.
Because you always don't see Superman being the superhero, right? You have superheroes in your real life who are actually being heroes to us. Like your mom could be a superhero to you.
Yeah.
Or, you know, somebody's friend could have been a superhero to that person.
Yeah.
So, you know, you find real legends, real stories, real heroes, real people who have battled odds, you know, and have come up triumphs. And these are the stories that need to be told.
I agree.
You know, and that's what really excites me. And then to have a box office success with it, that is just Sone Pe Suhaga.
Sone Pe Suhaga to sahi baat kahi aapne. But I was watching one of your Coffee with Karan old episodes and sitting with you here right now, one thing I can definitely say is that, you know, you look the same. I mean, how do you manage to do that? I mean, you watch that episode and I'm just like, it's the same, and there's a huge gap between both those times. It's like a different era altogether.
Yes, yeah.
how have you managed to, I mean, just stay true to your art and just keep up, I mean, just keep yourself at this position in the industry without really falling for the gimmicks?
Yeah.
It's been just you being true and honest to your work.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it sometimes pressuring though? Because in today's time, especially with social media.
See, the thing is, Bhavna, it is every individual's choice whether they want to succumb to the pressure or not. Like, I wouldn't say that the pressure doesn't come. But the point is that you have to live by your convictions. You have to live by what you believe in and what you can do. Like, when the social media influx happened, everybody said, you're not on social media, you should do this, you should do that. Yeah. Blah and blah and blah and blah. And this will get you this, and this will get you this much, and this will get you blah blah. And I was like, you know what? This is something that I can't do. I will not be good at it. So why should I burn my hands in it? Yeah. So for me, it's important that हम लोग बोलते थे ना एक मतलब हिंदी एक वो था कि जितनी चादर उतनी आप अपने पैर मतलब फैलाओ.
नहीं आपकी I mean, if you come on it, I'm sure there are a lot of people to help you also with it.
Yeah, but it's not always about the help, It is always about what you believe in.
Yeah.
Like, I have believed to live a simple life, to have taken my career, and I have worked in my career as if I'm working in a profession.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something like, how everybody goes to office, comes back home to their families, go for their vacations. They live a normal life, right?
Only if this industry doesn't give that life.
Yeah, but so I have tried to maintain that balance where I have treated my profession, as my work. Yeah. And I have to do that to the best of the ability. Because this industry has given me my name. Yeah. Like today, globally, if, people around the world know who I am, that's only because of this work that I do.
But are you aware there are so many people, especially on these YouTube, there are people who react to this old songs and music and even current films.
Yeah.
And people really love you.
Yay, I'm so
love
happy.
you on. I mean, I'll send you some links also.
Okay.
They really love your craft, your art. I mean, they'll always be speaking about that, and it's really, really
that's
good.
lovely.
Yeah.
So for me, that's very important, that I've wanted to live a simple life and come back home to my family. First, it was coming back to my parents. Now I come back to my daughter and my husband.
Yeah.
But that is where it ends. Like, the film and all that thing stops. Like, even my husband, he's also attached with films. But I also try to tell him that, when we are home, it's more, of course, we do talk about films at home. It's not as if we don't talk. Yeah. But we try and maintain, because our daughter is always around us. It's never about talking about films in front of her,
Yeah.
So it's more about her life, about what she's doing, what we need to do with her. So it's more of that, those are the conversations. And that, I think, keeps me sane. Yeah. Because if I would have been on social media, maybe I would have gone into the same pressure as you're saying. But because I'm away from it, I don't know only what is like happening.
Yeah, and that's the best thing, trust me.
So if it's like, if somebody has liked an outfit of mine, like, my team will come and tell me that, there was a lot of chatter about it. If somebody has not liked my look, they'll not come and talk to me about it. So it doesn't reach me.
Isn't it the best thing? They say ignorance is bliss. Yeah. And that's the best thing.
So those things don't reach me only. Then I have to literally ask them, really? No, nothing. So something happened. Anybody said something, then they decide to tell me or not to tell
and
me.
How to tell you.
And how to tell
because
me,
how is more important than anything else. Yeah. But lastly, I want to know, I know everyone has asked you about Mardani 2, but I also want to know, I mean, of course, I would love Mardani 2 ke baad kya, matlab, I meant it like that they've already asked you about that. But I really want to know, what is it that, because we have seen you in different avatars, right? Like, especially in the last few years. But romance is something that I've not seen you in a while. So is that on cards, especially because every time there's an interview of yours, people flood us with comments saying, when is Shah Rukh and Rani reuniting? And then after this comment, especially my queen and my Rani, I think we deserve a Rani Mukerji x Shah Rukh Khan movie. What do you say?
Absolutely. Please have your writers write a wonderful, beautiful, mature love story, and I would love to do it. Because I've always said I love to romance Shah Rukh.
Yeah.
And I'll continue wanting to romance him till we both are like 80 and he's 95 years old. I'll continue. So he's
lovely. On that note,
yes.
I mean, of course, you're not going to spill the beans about your next, but how long do you think?
Because I don't know what will I spill.
Will you make us wait another 2 years now?
No. I will not make you wait so much, but hopefully something will transpire, some nice script will excite me, and then I'll be back.
Lovely. I hope everyone is listening. Rani is wanting to hear more and more scripts, so please bombard her with a lot of scripts so that she can choose one. But thank you so much. This was lovely.
Thank you.
I hope that this keeps on doing a lot of more numbers and there's a lot more audience.
बस चिपकी रहे.
बस चिपकी रहेगी अभी तो. But thank you so much.
Thank you.